Well, what was once a free ride in Massachusetts is now likely to be taxed. To deal with massive debt to the state's transportation budget, lawmakers in the Commonwealth are now looking to implement a toll on a portion of the state's Massachusetts Turnpike that a lot of drivers right here use quite frequently. Pat Bailey was in Massachusetts today, and he joins us now with the details. Pat?
Yeah, that's right, Liz. Basically, as part of a huge bill that was passed by the Massachusetts State Legislature yesterday, last night, in fact, commuters in western Massachusetts who frequent the Mass Turnpike will now have to bring some change with them. For nearly 20 years, it was free to travel the first 6 exits, but now, thanks to a multi-billion-dollar debt, tolls are expected to make a comeback. Massachusetts lawmakers say during the same time commuters enjoyed free rides along the early portion of the Mass Turnpike, repairs to roads and infrastructure went unattended statewide. Now, facing a $20 billion transportation budget deficit, lawmakers are turning to everyday users of the pike.
We have some immediate concerns with the aging infrastructure. This is going to help address that.
Berkshire County State Representative Smitty Pignatelli says he supports the bill. The Lenox native says for too long the state borrowed money to fund DOT, which created massive debt. He says now it's time for everyone in the state to step up and fix the problem.
It costs money to maintain that road, and we can decide to be taxed on all the taxpayers or the users of the road.
Some users of the pike say another tax won't fix anything.
Here again, you know, it's another case of let's sock it to the people some more.
The transportation bill is much larger than just implementing tolls in Western Mass, but that seems to be the one thing that Pittsfield Mayor Dani can't get over.
Years ago, when they decided to lift the tolls, eliminate them for the Western toll plazas, I was supportive of that. And the reason I was supportive of it is because so much of the revenue that's generated from transportations in Massachusetts ends up in the Boston area.
Representative Pignatelli says he's working on a provision to make sure Western Mass does not get lost in the process.
They're also working with a Republican state senator from Westfield about whatever tolls we collect in Western Massachusetts stay in that catchment area of Western Massachusetts. So that would help reinvest in the communities that surround the Mass Turnpike.
And another thing that may help reinvest, the representative from Lenox says there's also an idea being floated around now that would give those who live in western Massachusetts, allow them to have a discount if they frequently use the pike. Now, this plan was passed by the legislature, as I said last night. It's a huge bill and it needs approval from Governor Deval Patrick, but reports right now say that he may veto it, but lawmakers say that they're not concerned about that. In fact, that they have enough votes to override his veto if he in fact does that. Liz?
All right, well, speaking of that huge bill, then, how else are these western Massachusetts taxpayers affected then?
Well, quite a bit actually. One thing on top of the implementing the tolls, there's a 3.5-cent increase on the gas tax that would bring it up to 26.5% in the state of Massachusetts, and a $1 increase on a pack of cigarettes. I'll have more reaction from those in Berkshire County tonight at 6:30. And as you can imagine, Liz, not all of it's positive.
I would think that's probably true. Thank you, Pat Bailey. We'll look forward to that report.